On a distant planet called Zephora, where the skies glowed with shades of purple and the trees were tall and twisted, lived an alien girl named Zara. She was not just any girl. Zara had special powers that made her unique among her people. She could control the wind and had a gift for understanding animals. People admired her for her abilities, but they also feared what they did not understand. One bright morning, while Zara was exploring the forest, she felt a strange pull in the air. The leaves rustled ominously, and the animals around her sensed something wrong. Suddenly, a loud roar shattered the peace of the forest. Zara turned to see a group of evil alien marauders known as the Krogans charging towards her. They were known for capturing those who were strong and talented, and Zara knew she was in trouble. Without a second thought, she turned to run. Her heart raced as she darted through the trees, her feet barely touching the ground. But the Krogans were faster. They chased her with their menacing shouts echoing behind. Zara felt a cold grip of fear, but pushed herself to run harder. She had to escape. Just as she thought she had lost them, Zara stumbled into a clearing. In the center stood an ancient stone archway glowing faintly. She remembered hearing stories about it. They said it was a portal to another world, but she had never believed the tales. With the Krogans closing in, she had no choice. Zara dashed through the archway, hoping it would lead her to safety. On the other side, she found herself in a dark space filled with strange lights and sounds. Confused, she looked around and saw a ship hovering above her. It was unlike anything she had ever seen. Just then, a strong hand grabbed her arm. Zara gasped and turned to see a human, tall and broad-shouldered, wearing a suit with blinking lights. "Don't be afraid! We're here to help!" the man said, his voice warm and reassuring. His name was Captain Alex, the leader of a crew known for their daring adventures in space. Zara looked at him, unsure if she could trust him. She had never seen a human before. They were known for being wild and reckless, and stories about them were often mixed with truth and exaggeration. But the Krogans were closing in. She needed help. Captain Alex pulled her aboard the ship just as the Krogans reached the portal. They were furious, pounding on the ship's walls and shouting threats. Zara felt her heart race as she realized she was safe for now. But the danger was far from over. As the ship took off, Zara watched through a window as her home planet faded into the distance. She felt a pang of sadness. She had left her world behind, and she didn't know what lay ahead. But she also felt a spark of hope. These humans had saved her from the Krogans, and perhaps they could help her find a way back home. Inside the ship, Zara was greeted by the rest of the crew. There were 4 others: Liam, a witty mechanic; Maya, a brave pilot; Jax, a tech expert; and Sophie, a kind-hearted medic. They all welcomed her warmly, curious about her story. Zara felt a little shy but was grateful for their kindness. "Can you tell us what happened?" Liam asked, his eyes wide with interest. As she shared her tale, Zara noticed how fascinated they were by her powers. They asked questions about her home, her abilities, and what it was like to live on Zephora. Zara found herself laughing and feeling more comfortable with them. "I can control the wind," she said, smiling shyly. "But I never thought I would be on a spaceship with humans." "Welcome to our crazy world," Maya said with a grin. "You're safe now. We'll help you figure this out." Zara felt a rush of warmth. Perhaps this was not the end, but the beginning of a new adventure. Little did she know that her journey with these humans would lead to unexpected challenges and a bond she never imagined. As the ship flew deeper into space, Zara looked out at the stars, feeling a mix of excitement and uncertainty. What lay ahead was unknown, but for the first time, she felt a flicker of hope in her heart. The ship soared through the vastness of space, its engines humming softly. Inside, Zara was still adjusting to her new surroundings. She had never been in a place like this, with its bright screens and strange sounds. The crew was friendly and excited to have her on board, but Zara felt a nagging worry. The Krogans were still out there, and they would not give up easily. Captain Alex gathered everyone in the control room. "We've detected a strong signal coming from the Krogans' base," he explained. "It seems they're regrouping and planning to come after us. We need to be ready." Zara's heart raced. She knew she couldn't let the Krogans capture her again. "We have to do something," she said, her voice firm. "They won't stop until they find me." Alex nodded, impressed by her courage. "You're right. We need to rescue anyone else they might have taken and stop them for good. Zara, can you help us find the base?" Zara took a deep breath. I can sense their energy. I may be able to lead you there. The crew sprang into action, preparing for the mission. Liam checked the weapons, Maya plotted a course, and Jax made sure the ship's systems were fully operational. Zara felt a mixture of excitement and fear. This was her chance to prove herself and help the humans who had saved her. As they approached the Krogan's base, Zara focused on the strange energy surrounding it. The base was hidden inside a rocky canyon, protected by high walls. "There it is," she said, pointing to the dark entrance. "We need to be careful. The Krogans will be expecting us." Maya piloted the ship down to a safe landing spot nearby. The crew gathered their gear and prepared for the mission. Zara felt a flutter of nerves but also determination. She was no longer just a victim, she was part of a team. Once outside the ship, they moved quietly through the shadows. Zara led the way, her senses alert. The Krogans had a strong presence, and she could feel their anger and frustration at losing her. As they approached the entrance, Zara spotted 2 Krogans standing guard. "Let me handle this," Zara whispered. She concentrated, calling on the wind to create a distraction. A sudden gust blew dust into the guards' eyes, causing them to stumble back, coughing and swearing. "Now!" Captain Alex shouted, and the crew rushed past the confused guards. They entered the base, which was dark and filled with strange machinery. Zara could feel the energy of the Krogans all around them, and she knew they had to hurry. They moved deeper into the base, navigating through narrow corridors. Suddenly, alarms blared and red lights flashed. "They know we're here!" Jax yelled, trying to access the control panel. "Stay focused," Alex commanded. "We need to find the prisoners." Zara felt a strong pull in her heart. "This way," she said, leading them to a large room filled with cells. Inside, they saw several captured aliens, including other Zypherans. "Zara!" one of the Zypherans shouted, recognition lighting up her face. "You came to rescue us!" Zara quickly worked on unlocking the cells with a small device Jax handed her. "I won't leave you behind," she promised. As she freed the last prisoner, the Krogans burst into the room, furious and ready to fight. "Get back!" Alex shouted, raising his weapon. The crew quickly formed a defensive line, ready to protect Zara and the freed prisoners. Zara felt a surge of power within her. "I can help!" she exclaimed, focusing on the wind around her. She raised her arms, and a strong gust swept through the room, knocking the Krogans off their feet. The crew took advantage of the chaos. Liam and Maya rushed in, engaging the Krogans in battle. Zara fought alongside them, using her powers to create barriers and push the enemies away. As the battle raged on, Zara and Captain Alex found themselves back to back, fighting off Krogans from all sides. They exchanged glances, their connection growing stronger in the heat of battle. "We can do this!" Alex encouraged her, blocking a blow from a Krogan. Zara nodded, feeling the adrenaline rush through her veins. With Zara's help, the crew managed to overpower the Krogans. As the last enemy fell, the room fell silent. The team looked around, catching their breath. They had done it. Together, they had rescued the prisoners and defeated the Krogans. Zara felt a wave of pride wash over her. She was no longer just an alien girl. She was a hero, fighting alongside her new friends. As they made their way back to the ship, she realized that she had found a new family among the humans, and their adventure was just beginning. After the bold rescue, the crew of the ship celebrated their victory. Zara felt a warm glow in her heart. She had faced her fears and fought alongside her new friends. As they flew away from the Krogan's base, she realized she was no longer just a girl from Zephora. She was part of something much bigger. In the days that followed, Zara spent her time getting to know the crew better. She learned how to navigate the ship and even helped in the engine room with Liam. He was a skilled mechanic and loved to tinker with the ship's parts. One day, as they worked together, he handed her a wrench. "Here, hold this for me," Liam said with a grin. "You're a natural," Zara laughed, feeling the warmth of his encouragement. "I never thought I would be fixing machines. Back on Zephora, I only worked with plants and animals." Liam chuckled. "Well, you're doing great. Who knows, maybe you'll be our new mechanic." Meanwhile, Maya, the pilot, taught Zara how to steer the ship. They spent hours in the cockpit, with Zara sitting beside her, gripping the controls nervously. "Just relax and feel the ship," Maya said, her voice calm and steady. "It's like dancing with the stars." Zara took a deep breath and closed her eyes, trying to picture what Maya described. Slowly, She began to understand the ship's movements, the way it glided through space. After a while, she felt more confident. "I think I'm getting the hang of it," she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with excitement. One afternoon, the crew decided to have a fun day. Jax, the tech expert, had rigged up a game where everyone could compete. "It's time for some friendly competition," he announced, grinning from ear to ear. The game involved a series of challenges, from racing drones to solving puzzles. Zara felt a rush of adrenaline as she joined in, her laughter filling the ship. She enjoyed the thrill of working together with the crew, cheering each other on as they tackled each challenge. "Come on, Zara! You can do it!" Sophie the medic yelled, her voice full of encouragement as Zara raced against Liam. The two of them laughed as they stumbled and darted through the obstacles. As they played, Zara realized how much she had come to care for these humans. They had become her friends, and their laughter echoed in her heart, chasing away the shadows of her past. During a break, they all gathered in the lounge area to eat. Zara tried human food for the first time, and her eyes widened in surprise. "What is this?" she asked, pointing at a strange-looking fruit. "That's an apple," Liam said, taking a big bite. "You'll love it!" Tentatively, Zara took a bite, and her taste buds exploded with flavor. "It's delicious," she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling. Sophie laughed. "You should try everything. We have so many different foods from all over the universe." As they shared stories and jokes, Zara felt more at home than she had ever felt. She learned about the crew's lives, their dreams, and the places they had traveled. Each story was more exciting than the last. "Tell us about Zephora," Maya encouraged, her eyes wide with curiosity. Zara smiled and began to describe her home. "It's a beautiful planet full of lush forests and shimmering lakes. The trees are tall and have leaves that change colors with the seasons. I could talk to animals, and they would listen to me." The crew listened intently, their eyes shining with wonder. "That sounds amazing," Alex said, leaning forward. "I would love to see it someday." Zara felt a warmth in her heart. "And I want to see your world, too. The stars and the planets, everything." As the days passed, Zara felt her confidence grow. She was learning so much and finding joy in the little moments. The crew encouraged her, making her feel valued and important. She had gone from being a scared girl running from danger to a member of a brave crew, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. One evening, as they all relaxed under the stars, Zara looked out into the endless expanse of space. She felt a sense of belonging wash over her. With her new friends by her side, she was ready for anything, and the adventures that awaited them filled her with excitement. The days aboard the ship passed quickly, filled with laughter and learning. Zara felt like she belonged with the crew. They had become a family, and she cherished every moment they spent together. However, a dark cloud began to gather on the horizon. One morning, as the crew gathered in the control room, Jax noticed something strange on his monitor. "Captain, I'm picking up some unusual signals coming from nearby," he said, his brow furrowing with concern. "What kind of signals?" Captain Alex asked, leaning closer to the screen. "Unidentified ships. It looks like they're gathering near the outer edge of this sector," Jax replied, his fingers tapping rapidly on the control panel. "And they're armed." Zara's heart raced. "Do you think they're Krogans?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly. "Could be," Alex said, his expression serious. "We need to find out more." Maya set a course to investigate. As the ship changed direction, Zara felt a mix of fear and determination. She knew the Krogans would not stop until they found her, and now it seemed they were ready to strike. When they arrived at the location Jax had detected, the crew could see several ships lurking in the shadows. They were dark and menacing, circling like vultures. "Stealth mode!" Alex commanded, and the ship glided silently into the shadows of a nearby asteroid field. The crew watched carefully from the control room, peering through the viewports at the enemy vessels. "What are they doing?" Liam asked, his voice low. "It looks like they're waiting for something," Maya replied, squinting at the screen. "But we can't risk getting too close." Zara closed her eyes, trying to focus on the energy around them. She could feel a tension in the air, a dark energy that made her skin crawl. "They're planning something," she whispered. "Something big." Suddenly, a blaring alarm filled the ship. "They've detected us!" Jax shouted, scrambling at the control panel. "We need to move now!" Maya quickly maneuvered the ship, dodging between the asteroids as the Krogans opened fire. Bright blasts of energy shot past them, illuminating the darkness of space. Zara's heart pounded in her chest as the crew worked together to evade the incoming fire. "Hold on!" Maya shouted, pulling the ship into a steep dive. The crew braced themselves as the ship shook from the impact of energy blasts. "Return fire!" Alex commanded, and Liam quickly manned the weapons system. He aimed and fired, striking one of the enemy ships. It exploded in a brilliant flash, sending debris flying into the void. Zara felt a rush of excitement but also fear. She couldn't let the Krogans catch them. She closed her eyes and focused, calling on the wind around them. With a flick of her wrist, she sent a strong gust toward one of the enemy ships, causing it to veer off course. "Nice move, Zara!" Liam shouted, grinning as he fired another shot, hitting another ship. But the Krogans were relentless. More ships joined the fight, and the crew found themselves outnumbered. The ship rattled under the force of incoming blasts, and Zara could see worry etched on everyone's faces. "We can't hold them off forever," Maya yelled, desperately trying to navigate through the onslaught. "We need a plan!" Alex took a deep breath, thinking quickly. "Zara, can you sense where their main ship is? If we can take it out, the others might retreat." Zara nodded, closing her eyes again. She could feel the pulsing energy of the Krogans. "It's over there!" She pointed toward a larger ship at the edge of the fray. "That's where they're coordinating everything." "Let's hit it hard and fast!" Alex shouted, rallying the crew. "Maya, take us in close. Liam, be ready to fire on my command." With determination, Maya piloted the ship toward the enemy's main vessel. Zara could feel the tension in the air, but she also felt the thrill of the fight. She was ready to protect her new family, no matter the cost. As they approached the enemy ship, the crew prepared for the final battle. Zara felt the weight of her responsibility, knowing they had to win. Together, they would face whatever came next, ready to stand against the threat that loomed on the horizon. The battle raged fiercely as the crew of the ship worked together to fend off the Krogans. With Zara's help, they managed to strike the enemy's main vessel with precision. The explosion lit up the darkness of space, and for a moment everything fell silent. Then, chaos erupted as the remaining enemy ships began to retreat, their formation breaking apart in fear. "Nice shot, Zara!" Liam shouted, his voice filled with excitement as the crew celebrated their hard-won victory. The tension in the control room began to lift as they realized they had triumphed over the Krogans. "Let's chase them away," Alex commanded, and Maya piloted the ship toward the remaining Krogans, firing warning shots. The enemy ships scattered, disappearing into the depths of space, leaving the crew safe at last. Once the danger had passed, they took a moment to breathe. Zara felt a rush of relief and joy. She had helped defeat the Krogans and protect her new family. But she also felt a pang of sadness. She knew that even with this victory, her life had changed forever. As the crew gathered in the lounge area to celebrate, Zara realized how much she had grown since leaving Zephora. She had learned to fight, to fly, and to find joy in every moment. They shared stories and laughter, the room filled with warmth and happiness. "Where do we go now?" Zara asked, looking at Alex. "Well," he said, a smile spreading across his face. "We need to find a safe place for you to start a new life. We can't let the Krogans find you again." Sophie chimed in. "We have connections with several planets that are safe. I hear one is beautiful, full of forests and lakes, just like your home." Zara's heart raced at the thought. "You mean I could live somewhere like Zephora again?" "Absolutely," Maya said, her eyes twinkling. "But better. It's a place where humans and aliens live together peacefully." Zara felt a spark of hope. Could she really have a new home? She glanced around at her friends, the people who had become her family. "I want to go there," she said, her voice steady. "I want to build a new life with all of you." After their celebration, they plotted a course to the peaceful planet. As they flew, Zara looked out at the stars, feeling a sense of belonging. She realized that home wasn't just a place, it was the people she shared her life with. When they finally landed, Zara stepped off the ship and gasped. The planet was breathtaking, with tall trees, vibrant flowers, and sparkling blue lakes. The air was fresh and sweet, and the sky was a brilliant shade of blue. "This is amazing!" Zara exclaimed, spinning around to take it all in. As they walked through the lush landscape, Zara felt a sense of peace wash over her. They visited a nearby village where humans and aliens lived side by side. Everyone greeted them with smiles and warmth, welcoming Zara into their community. Alex introduced Zara to a family that had experience with alien plants. "They can help you feel at home here," he said. Zara was thrilled. She loved plants and animals, and now she would have the chance to work with them in a new environment. The family took Zara under their wing, showing her how to cultivate the land and grow beautiful gardens. She felt happiness bloom in her heart. She was not only safe, but also able to create a life she had dreamed of. As days turned into weeks, Zara settled into her new home. She learned about the customs and cultures of her new friends. She felt a deep connection with the land and the people, and she thrived in this peaceful world. Zara often thought of her past, but it no longer filled her with fear. She knew that the Krogans could not reach her here. She had faced danger and come out stronger. She had friends who would stand by her side no matter what. One evening, as she stood by the lake watching the sunset paint the sky with vibrant colors, Zara smiled. She was finally free and truly home. The darkness of her past faded away, replaced by the bright future she was building with her new family. She had learned that love and friendship could conquer even the greatest of fears, and that was the greatest adventure of all.